Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today, I'm going to answer the seventh question of Johnson and Johnson Tylenol murder. The case study happened in September 30 in 1982, and then it happened again in February 10, 1986. Okay, the first question is what might have been the consequences if Johnson and Johnson had decided to tough out the first report of Tylenol related deaths and not recall the product. So if Johnson and Johnson have decided to tough out the first reports, things could have turned out a lot worse than they did. More deaths could have resulted from toughing out, causing an even bigger public relation nightmare for the company. And then the second question is what other public relation option did Johnson and Johnson have in responding to the first round of the Tylenol murder? So another public relation option were to recall the product completely worldwide. With this step, they can control the product quality and prevent any additional fear. Move on to the third question. Do you think the company made a wise decision by reintroducing extra strength Tylenol? For me, this is not a wise decision because even if the original ones, which were not poison and didn't harm anybody, people would still associate the extra strength Tylenol with death. They should have introduced the same product with different name. And then the fourth question is, in light of the response of other companies not to precipitously when faced with a crisis, do you think Johnson and Johnson should have reacted so quickly to remove the Tylenol product when the second round of Tylenol murders occurred in 1986? So my answer is yes. This was an ethical and safe way of preventing further deaths, and not only for safety measures, but it also gave credibility to the company, making customers feel more protected by Tylenol, and that company actually cares for their customer and not just for their sales. The fifth question is, what specific lesson can be derived from the way in which Johnson and Johnson handled the public relation aspect of these tragedies? A major lesson that was taught from the way Johnson and Johnson handled this public relation was how they managed positive public relation regardless of being a PR nightmare. Simply handling the issue by being open and honest allowed them to do so. Now, the sixth question. What was the environment when the Tylenol crisis occurred? How might the result have differed if the crisis occurred today? The environment when the Tylenol crisis occurred was much less technological, and there is no social media. If this crisis were to happen in today's society, I personally do not think that the crisis would have happened a second time. With all of the technology today, Johnson and Johnson would have been able to find exactly what the deadly component was being put in this capsule, as well as coming up with a more effective way to prevent the crisis a lot quicker. Now the last question. See what information Johnson and Johnson offer in their website. How do this section demonstrate Johnson and Johnson concern for the customer? How do you think Johnson and Johnson would use this website to communicate with the public if new health scares surface? So this section in their website demonstrates a huge care of a bunch question that can be realized by the customer. It can clearly be seen in the website that They are eager to have loyal customers and provide with all the necessary information for them. Johnson & Johnson would promote their website with more house calls as they did before with their hotline. They would state the FAQ in the principal web page in a big advertisement for reader to understand what to do in situation like this. So that's the answer of this case. Thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.